You're watching the Chucktown Wind Report Extended Weekday Outlook from Monday, October the 19th through Thursday, October the 22nd. Okay, so here's the high pressure that has been responsible for driving down our northerly cool blast of fall air, as we see temperatures only meeting low to mid 60s today for highs and then backing down to lower temperatures overnight and then possibly getting near 70 tomorrow and progressively warming a degree or two each day to where we see 75 by Thursday. Okay, so these northerly winds are driving down the coastline, continuing around this high pressure. We're seeing a stronger gradient down here in Florida where there's a troughing to interact with it, and we're seeing 20 to 30 knots down there. We're seeing a little bit of a gradient here where there's some troughing to the Outer Banks, North Carolina, but for us being in very close proximity, we're not seeing a whole lot. So we'll see some morning pulses probably meet upper teens maximums and then drop to low teens in the afternoon. Now the wind field could bend a little bit more northeast by tomorrow and into Wednesday, where we actually get a true east-northeast or northeast wind field by Wednesday. However, being in such close proximity to the center, we'll probably just see some of these morning values jump up a little bit and then back down by the afternoon to low teens. So I'm not expecting very much out of this system today unless we get some of this troughing pushed in near the coastline where the gradient can tighten. So for right now, we're going to call for the higher pulses being in the morning and then backing down to low teens in the afternoon. We're talking 10 to 14, maybe 11 to 15 knots with some of this additional troughing or east-northeast backdoor sea breezing mixing with some of this. We could see mid-teens stick for periods, and that's pretty much every day this week, getting weaker as we head into Thursday. Okay, let's take a look at Datascope. You can see right now the higher winds residing up here in North Carolina, Outer Banks, North Carolina, and down into Florida. We can see 20 to 30 knots going on down here. Miami, 26 knots. St. Petersburg, Tampa Bay, they were showing 27 earlier, so I'm expecting the gradient to remain tightened down there. And as we get closer down into Chucktown, let's look at Winyah Bay. We see 19 knots, so we can see a tighter gradient there and offshore, and even tighter down into Tybee Island where some of that, it's getting closer to that troughing. However, Charleston, we're a little bit further in the pocket. We're just not seeing it right now. Some of these open areas are starting to elevate. So James Island Yacht Club is starting to come up this morning, and that should be the trend. We may even get near 20 knots by mid to late morning and then back down this afternoon. So these open areas like north tip of Folly Beach and James Island Yacht Club, these areas where the wind is actually able to settle down over the water and really drive into the shore, are going to see the higher numbers today. Now, as far as our east-northeast sea breezing, we need a lean of at least 57 degrees or more for it to become onshore for some of the kite boarders and other ones that use the beaches as safety nets. So we have to really watch, because even though it could lean onshore at some point today, it could quickly back offshore again. So watch sensors for trends on that, because the backdoor sea breeze effect may only be temporary, because the true direction of wind right now is north-northeast. So if we get a true direction of northeast, it's likely to stay onshore a little bit longer, but it's going to be a little bit tricky out there. So just be careful and know that whatever happens, that the true wind directions will be remaining offshore for most of the day. Okay, otherwise in the tropics, not much going on out in the tropics right now. We see a lot of upper level shear in this area. There's one little area here, another blob over here, areas of interest, but the upper level shear is taking the cloud tops off to the east of the centers of circulation. Now this giant area right here has been watched by the National Hurricane Center, given a very low chance. The last I looked, it was about 10 to 20% chance of development. You have a cold front boundary here, so that's going to keep intensities from maximizing in this area for right now. Now, once this cold front fizzles out, we could see some of those build back, some of that area build back. But for right now, we're just keeping an eye on it and seeing if anything develops. Some models take it down into the Pacific. Some models keep it up the coastline, up towards Texas. So we're going to continue to watch that area. And that will do it for the Chucktown Wind Report. Thanks for watching.